Dubai's property market booming, buzzing, and full of hype. But behind every glossy brochure and grand promise, the real story is in the data. Today, we are cutting through the sales fluff to see which 2025 projects are genuinely delivering and which are just marketing smoke and mirrors. All the figures I'll share are public: DLD records, Bayut and property finder data, etc. This is analysis for education, not financial advice. Let's start with prices versus returns. Some new launches are promoted as can't miss opportunities. But what do the numbers say? Take a recent off-plan project in JVC. Even with early bird discounts, the average off-plan price is still about 1170 dirham per square feet. Bayut's data shows listed JVC deals around 81.23 million on an average, while actual DLD transactions are closer to 1,070,000. That gap and a 9% year-on-year price jump tells us developers are still pushing prices up. Now, what about yields? In affordable to mid markets like JVC, gross rental yields hovering around 7 to 8%. That sounds decent, right? But remember, service charges and maintenance eat into that. At the ultra luxury end, returns are much softer. Dubai Marina's high-end apartment yield only about 6.5%, downtown between 4 to 6%, while Dubai Investment Park hits double digit, roughly around 11%. Ironically, right? Areas like DIP gets far less marketing buzz than the Palm or downtown, even though they perform better on paper. Consider a branded beachfront tower on the Palm. Average prices there are around 7,000 dirham per square feet. At that level, a two-bedroom apartment might rent for only around 6,000 dirham per square feet, roughly a 4% yield. Now let's run the math. At 87,000 dirham per square feet, a 1100 square feet apartment roughly cost around 7 million dirham. At 5% gross yield means 350,000 rental return per year, and after cost you are netting closer to 3.5%. That's hardly the kind of return most buyers imagine when they hear luxury investments. And what about smaller units? It makes even worse. Developers are shrinking homes to keep the total ticket prices affordable, but that means you are paying more price per square feet for less livable space. A decade ago, an average one bedroom was around 1100 square feet in size. Today, it's often barely touching 500 square feet. You are getting half of the home for money, even as the price per square feet keeps climbing past 1400 dirham per square feet, even more. Then there is a hidden cost almost nobody talks about: service fees. Dubai's fancy towers comes with fancy maintenance bills. Downtown average around 21 dirham per square feet. In Burj Khalifa, it's a nearly 68 dirham per square feet. Address Boulevard, again in downtown, is around 65 dirham per square feet. Compared to JVC, JVT or the Arjan, like the affordable areas where service charge is still around 9 to 12 dirham per square feet in the old development, an 800 square feet luxury apartment at 65 dirham per square feet cost roughly around 52,000 dirhams a year. Before you even turn on the lights, that's roughly 4,300 dirham a month, cutting another 5 to 6% off your yield. Developers rarely highlight this in brochures, but it's real money off your return. The bottom line is, marketing rarely shows you these downside numbers. A so-called hot new launch in Business Bay yields only around 6 to 7%. A villa project on the Palm sells at roughly around 7,000 dirham per square feet, but returns are less than even 4%. Even JVC, once mid-tier bargains, now hovers over 1,300. Rents are solid, but yields are slipping as price climb. Meanwhile, areas like DIP or International City quietly deliver 10 to 11%, but you will never see them on glossy billboards. We are not saying all luxury or branded projects are bad. Buyers value amenities and prestige, but the key is to weigh hype against hard data. If someone is selling you a 5-star lifestyle at 8,000, 9,000, 12,000 dirham per square feet, do the math on rent, taxes and fees. Use DLD transaction data, Bayut reports and rental comparables to verify the broker's claim. If a project doesn't publish its ROI, assume it's lower than advertised, and always ask about net yields, not just gross figures. Even JVC's price dropped from 1,272 to 1,170 per square feet after discount shows that demand can cool once reality kicks in. So, is it fear mongering to call these overhyped? Not really. We are just being factual. Buyers should arm themselves with numbers, not emotions. My advice: don't fall for luxury branding equals premium returns without confirming the math. Check the data, calculate your real ROI, and don't ignore service fees. We'll keep tracking new launches. Until then, remember, hype is cheap, numbers are real. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay smart. Signing off, your trusted RERA certified broker, Hashim.